The impact of a life-altering event on my prospective life is a journey filled with unexpected twists and turns, and sometimes, it takes just one significant event to alter our entire perspective. For me, that event occurred when I experienced a serious car accident that not only changed my physical state but also reshaped my views on life, relationships, and the world around me. This article explores the profound impact of that life-altering event and how it transformed my understanding of what it means to truly live. The incident was a typical Wednesday afternoon when my life was irrevocably changed. I was driving home from work, my mind preoccupied with the day's tasks and the countless errands awaiting me. The sun was shining, and I remember feeling a sense of normalcy, a routine that I had grown accustomed to. Suddenly, a car ran a red light and collided with my vehicle. The impact was jarring, and in an instant, my life was thrown into chaos. In the aftermath of the accident, I was rushed to the hospital, where I faced a long and painful recovery process. I sustained multiple fractures, a concussion, and soft tissue injuries. The physical pain was excruciating, but what troubled me more was the uncertainty of my future. As I lay in the hospital bed, surrounded by the beeping of machines and the sterile smell of antiseptic, I felt a deep sense of vulnerability that I had never experienced before. The initial shock in the days and weeks that followed, I grappled with the emotional fallout of the accident. The initial shock was overwhelming. I found myself questioning everything. Why did this happen to me? What could I have done differently? As I navigated through the fog of pain medication and physical therapy, I realized that I was not just healing physically, I was also being forced to confront my deepest fears and insecurities. The accident served as a stark reminder of the fragility of life. I began to reflect on the moments I had taken for granted, daily routines, interactions with loved ones, and even simple pleasures like going for a walk. I felt as though I had been living in a bubble, floating through life without truly appreciating its value. The accident punctured that bubble and forced me to confront the reality that life is unpredictable and can change in an instant. A shift in perspective. As I began the slow journey toward recovery, my perspective on life began to shift. I started to focus on what truly mattered to me. The experience ignited a desire to live more intentionally. I realized that I had been prioritizing work and societal expectations over my own happiness and well-being. The accident prompted me to ask myself tough questions. What do I want to achieve? What brings me joy? How do I want to spend my time? I began to prioritize relationships with family and friends. No longer was I willing to put off spending time with loved ones for the sake of work or other commitments. I made a conscious effort to nurture those connections, appreciating the laughter, support, and love they provided. I learned that life's most meaningful moments often come from the people we share them with. Embracing vulnerability. Another significant lesson I learned from the accident was the importance of vulnerability. Before the accident, I had always prided myself on being strong and self-sufficient. I rarely asked for help, believing that I needed to handle everything on my own. However, facing the physical and emotional challenges of recovery forced me to lean on others. I relied on my family for support, my friends for companionship, and even my physical therapist for guidance. Embracing vulnerability allowed me to connect with others on a deeper level. I discovered that sharing my struggles and fears opened the door to authentic conversations. Friends and family shared their own experiences, creating a sense of camaraderie that I had never fully appreciated before. This shift in perspective taught me that vulnerability is not a weakness. Rather, it is a strength that fosters connection and understanding. Reevaluating priorities. The accident also prompted me to reevaluate my priorities. In the past, I had been driven by ambition and the desire for success. I chased promotions at work, often sacrificing my personal time and well-being in the process. However, the accident served as a wake-up call. I realized that while professional success is important, it should not come at the expense of my health and happiness. That I began to set boundaries at work, learning to say no to projects that did not align with my values or goals. I sought out opportunities that resonated with me and allowed me to pursue my passions. This newfound clarity helped me cultivate a more balanced life, where I could pursue my career while also making time for the things and people I love. Cultivating gratitude. As I continued my recovery, I discovered the transformative power of gratitude. Each day, I made it a practice to reflect on the things I was thankful for, no matter how small. From the support of my loved ones to the beauty of nature outside my window, I began to recognize the abundance in my life. Gratitude shifted my focus from what I had lost to what I still had, allowing me to cultivate a more positive mindset. This practice of gratitude also helped me appreciate the simple joys in life. I found pleasure in small moments, watching a sunrise, enjoying a warm cup of tea, or reading a good book. These seemingly mundane experiences became sources of joy and fulfillment, reminding me that happiness often lies in the little things. Looking forward now, as I reflect on the impact of that life-altering event, I feel a deep sense of appreciation for the journey I have been on. The accident forced me to confront my vulnerabilities, reevaluate my priorities, and embrace a more intentional way of living. While I would never wish for such a traumatic experience, I am grateful for the lessons it has taught me. Today, I strive to live each day with purpose and gratitude. I prioritize relationships, embrace vulnerability, and seek out experiences that bring me joy. I have learned that life is not just about achieving goals, it is also about savoring the moments that make us feel alive. This shift in perspective has allowed me to approach life with a renewed sense of enthusiasm and appreciation. Conclusion. In conclusion, a life-altering event can profoundly impact our perspective, prompting us to reevaluate our values, priorities, and relationships. My car accident was a catalyst for change, leading me on a journey of self-discovery and growth. Through this experience, I learned the importance of vulnerability, the power of gratitude, and the necessity of living intentionally. While life may be unpredictable, it is within our power to shape our perspective and create a life filled with meaning and joy. Each day is an opportunity to embrace the present, cherish our connections, and find happiness in the journey.